Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Inspirational Influencer News, people making a difference. And my guest this afternoon, Martin Salama, is certainly one of those people who is making a difference. And Martin has decided to do a very interesting thing. Some of you will be very familiar with the idea of summits, and others of you might not be. But we're going to talk a little bit about summits so you'll get to know it. And Martin's is known for his life code, spelled L.I.F.E. And what he realizes is that, when you start to live your true potential and, you start to really live that every day, then you really have a life that is full each and every day. And somewhere around here, and maybe I'll just ask Martin to tell me so that I don't have to go find it. Oh, there it is. Live incredibly full every day. So that's what the L.I.F.E. stands for. And he has a summit coming up, which is what we're going to talk about on the 20th and the 21st of September. And he'll tell you how you can get tickets for that and how you can sign up. And what it is I think, what did you say, 50 speakers?
About 50, almost 50 speakers, yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be people with all kinds of different kind of twists on how you can live life fully every single day. And don't we all want that? Don't we all want to feel like we have lived a full day? I mean, we don't have an unlimited numbers of these days, so let's live each one fully. So without further ado, Martin, what is it that you really want people to know about the summit and about who you are and what they'll get from the summit and dealing with you?
Well, first thing is, Mary, thank you so much for having me as a guest. We have to start off by that. I really appreciate spending some time with you. We've had a few interactions, and everyone I walk away with a big smile on my face, and I know that will be the case today too. So first, let's start with thanking you for that.
Well, if I can start everybody's day with a smile, that would be an amazing feat.
Me too. Me too. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I try to do. When I go out about, I go to the supermarket, I go to different places, I joke around with the people I meet, and when they laugh, I said, thank you for helping me fill my quota today for having someone laugh and making them smile. So, and that's part of what the summit's about as well. It's about people seeing the world in a positive way and with opportunities instead of saying there's challenges and issues. And so the summit is called the Entrepreneur's Abundant Life Summit. Go from warrior to warrior. Hopefully my New York accent didn't screw that up.
Well, a little bit. So I'm going to try it without a New York accent. From worrier, where you are worried all the time, to warrior, where you're ready to go all the time.
That's right.
Fair?
That's right. That's a great way to put it. Thank you so much for clarifying that for me. So it's called the Entrepreneurs, Coaches, and Business Owners Virtual Guide to Succeed in Every Level of Your Business and Life. And for me, life is everything. It's live incredibly full every day. And it's almost like I woke up one morning and said, I want to be this way. But there was a history that got me to that point in the first place.
Well, tell us. Don't leave us hanging. Come on.
All right, cool. All right. So for the first 50 years of my life, I was a people pleaser. All right. All I ever tried to do was please everyone. And it wasn't until about 10, 12 years ago that I realized I was pleasing no one. And I was rationalizing all the time that that's what I was doing. And what I came to realize is that rationalize is really two words, rational and lies. You lie to yourself that it's rational to do things that goes against what you really believe. You may be serving your ego or serving other people, but at the end of the day, you're going against your true values. And what happened was in 2008, my wife and I were working on a project for about 5 years to build a multi-million-dollar health club and tennis center down by the Jersey Shore in New Jersey. And we finally got all the approvals from the state, from the city, and everything like that. We go to the bank and we're like, okay, you said when we have everything, you'll be ready to invest with us and lend us the money. I put a lot of my money. I can't wait to start doing this. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're not lending right now. The world's about to fall apart. And lo and behold, a month later, in September 2008, the financial crash, and I lost everything.
Oh,
All the
wow.
money I invested, all the money my family invested, everything, just like that. And I was in a bad place for about a year. I didn't know, I couldn't believe that all this work I had done for the last 5-6 years had wiped me out. And finally, when I came out of the other side, I said, okay, what do I want to do with myself now? And I looked back over my life and I realized the best times I had was when I was helping other people move to their potential, when I was doing community organization things, being a leader and showing them that they have potential to do great things. I said, okay, I think I want to become a life coach. And it was fantastic. This was my plan. Now it comes, it's my 24th wedding anniversary. And my wife says to me, I'm done. I want a divorce. Like, what? Wait a minute. I didn't get you anything like that for your first anniversary. But it really hit me hard. I couldn't believe it. After 24 years, I said, I'm never going to quit. She was done. And I was really, every emotion you can imagine I was feeling.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go forward with my plans of going to life coaching anyway. It was the best decision I made. And I believe that God put me in that position at that time for a reason. Because I needed to recognize what I was doing that wasn't working and what was. So people pleasing, what came with me being a people pleaser was I was a control freak. I took everything personally and had a very short temper. Right? So when I went to coach training, I realized that I can change those things. And I started to change myself. And part of me thought it might save my marriage, but at the end of the day, it didn't. And you know what? That anniversary gift she gave me was the best gift. It keeps on giving because I am living a wonderful life. Because I got to recognize that we were in a codependent relationship and I was a victim and she was a victim. And I had done wrong and she had done wrong. And we shouldn't have been married in the first place. That being said, we had many happy years. I have 4 beautiful children, 8 wonderful grandchildren.
Wow. Well, I mean, the marriage was successful on many fronts, clearly. And, you had some great memories and great times. And it was time to let everything go so that both of you could grow up, obviously.
Exactly.
And, sometimes that's absolutely necessary to realize, because even the most enlightened amongst us, when it comes to our personal relationships, we have to remember that it's a relationship. It's not on us. And yes, marriage is always 100% zero. So you have to give everything. But at the end of the day, they have to give everything. And, this idea of 50-50, no. But if everybody's giving 100% of everything they have and trying to be the best they can be, that marriage is likely to survive. Right. And if they're trying to live a 50-50, or they've sold out, they're not interested, they're not in the game anymore, then it's time for everybody to look at it and say, do you want to get back in the game or do you want to get fully out? Because what can you do, right?
Yep, exactly right. So that led me to become a divorce recovery coach because I had seen how much it had helped me to recover going through coaching. So I started coaching around that. And a few years into it, I was very happy. I was helping people and I looked in the mirror and I realized I wasn't happy within myself. I had gotten to the heaviest I ever was in my life. And I said, I got to do something about this. I got to be coached as well as coaching. So I started working out. I started eating better. I started listening to better things, being coached again, reading better things. And in 9 months, I lost 65 pounds. But along with that,
good for you.
Thank you. But along with that came a better self-worth and self-awareness and love. And that gave me the ability to go out and start dating, to look for somebody who would love me just as I deserve to be loved because I love myself, and that I could love them the same way. And a few years later, I met somebody, and we've been married for 4 years now.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. So now, in the middle of this transformation, I was doing crazy things like meditating, which I was never very good at. But I had this download one day that I loved my life, and I want to show people how they could live their life too. Love it. And out of that came live incredibly full every day.
Cool. Cool. Well, I mean, it's interesting, these downloads. And, I had a guest on Friday who was really into to just the fact that you had to listen to the nudges. You had to be aware, because really there was a greater power giving you information. And sometimes you needed to listen. And boy, I'm really, she was kind enough to gift me with an opportunity to go to an event that she's having in October. And, it's really going to be a gift that I am going to be ready to embrace fully, because, oh my goodness, her stories were amazing.
Right. Thank you. So, her stories, I'm sorry. Yes.
Well, but I mean, we're getting to your stories.
Yeah.
So far, it's listening. I mean, it was just it was the same thing. It's getting the nudge, getting the download, getting, and I was experiencing the same thing at one point. Somebody said, well, if you want to if you want to get it, then say thank you.
Exactly right. You have to be willing to accept it when it's coming. So yeah, absolutely. So that led me to start coaching, and then around life, and then 2020 hit. And I'm looking around and everybody's nervous and worried, and I'm not, and my wife's not. I'm like, why are we not worried and everybody else is? Well, why is everybody worried and we're not? And I realized that the last 12 years of going through my divorce, losing all the money I had, coming through that, and finding out who I really am, had prepared me for anything. I could take on anything that came along. So I got onto Facebook live stream and I said, guys, I hear you. I understand why you're worried. I was there too. So let me show you how to go from being worried to being a warrior. And that's where the Warrior's Life Code came out of.
Awesome.
Yeah, I believe a warrior is someone who's gone through adversity and come out stronger.
Yeah, and it really helps if you've been down that path. And to be honest, I don't know anybody who hasn't been down that path, because that's how life teaches us, right? I mean, that's part of the life code.
That's right. Exactly right. So now I've been doing that, and I put my course together and all that. And I was turned on to summits about a year ago. I've heard about summits over the years. Before COVID, most summits were done live, where you would go somewhere, be there for a few days in person, and then they would have breakout rooms for you to go hear the different speakers speak. But once COVID happened and the world changed, people had to come up with better ways. And there were online summits, but they exploded during the pandemic, the last 2 years. And I was like, okay, and let me find out about these. And I started going to them and speaking on them. And I was like, I really enjoy doing this. And I get what each one of these hosts were doing. And I said, I think I want to do one myself. And that's where the idea of helping entrepreneurs, coaches, and business owners recognize what's working in their worlds, what's not working in their worlds, and how they can move forward. And getting experts in many different fields. For example, let me just give you an idea. Some of the things: make money, not mistakes. The problem is, it's slid away. Be your best self, build your brand, and prevent burnout. How to ask the best questions to attract the best clients. Planned profitability, sales first, then marketing. All to increase your cash flow while drinking coffee. All these different topics.
Oh, I'm into that one.
Yeah, right. The most powerful things I learned for business from a 20-year nomad. So these are just a couple of the topics that are going to be spoken about at the summit. And the way it works is most of them are half hour, 25 minutes, where you sign in. I'll give your audience the link to register, and then you decide when you want to see somebody that looks interesting to you. And great, I'm going to listen to this person's called live. And because there's so many, almost 50, there's two going at the same time. So you have to sometimes make the decision which one. To register for the event is free. All right. It's a free registration. And then if you want to get the recordings or be able to watch more than one that's going at the same time, you could upgrade to a VIP status, which also gets you some other gifts from some of the speakers.
That's, the great thing about summits, and I've just really started paying attention and going to them myself, is that, you hear and see some amazing people. It just opens your mind. And it's such a great way to very quickly get kind of like a whole mind awakening in a very short period of time. And then you can, it's like going to a banquet. Okay, I'm going to go away with some of this, and I'm going to go away, go to the banquet, and then the host says, "Oh, we've got way too much. Just take some on your way out the door."
Yeah, absolutely. And what's great is all of the speakers are giving free gifts to the attend. If you go to their sessions at the end of them, they're all offering free gifts on the things that they're talking about, how that could help you in any part of your business and in life.
That's amazing. You just have so much to offer, and it's so easy to get there. So tell us about a few more of these exciting things that we might find when we get to your summit.
All right, let me find some of the other topics. I'm looking for them quickly, but they go across a gamut of topics. All right, because I want to make sure that everybody can talk about the same thing, but what good would that be? You hear the same thing from different people.
Well, it might be, talk about interesting. Maybe we should try one on that, where you talk about exactly the same topic, but from your perspective. Because what I've discovered is that these people in the coaching and the mentoring and the helping communities are very, very creative. So I have an idea on branding, and somebody else has a completely different idea on branding, and somebody else, it might be interesting.
You never know. But anyway, here's some more topics. Uncover your inner saboteur, the true reason for all of your success blocks. How to boost your business with high-level networking. Squirrel, how to defeat shiny object syndrome. I know that's a problem for me. I'm always like, oh my God, let me go check that out. Wait a minute, I'm so focused here. So that's a good one. Awaken, empower, and own your leader within. Get affiliate ready. How to recruit, train, and manage a network of affiliates that promote your product or service.
Hey, just before you go on, because a lot of our listeners might not be familiar with what an affiliate is.
Right.
And
okay.
I think it would be an interesting subject to just, educate them a little.
Absolutely. So, Thank you for pointing that out. So an affiliate is the best way to put it is it's a referral. Okay. By referring somebody, imagine if you went to the movies and you saw a fantastic movie, and then you told your best friend, Jane, I just saw Top Gun with Tom Cruise. It was fantastic. Go see it. Is the movie theater going to pay you anything for that? No. But imagine if you met somebody who their product was so great and you wanted to tell somebody else about it. And the person whose product is, in this case, speakers or something, they say, this is my price and I'm going to charge this price. But if you want to help me get people, I'll give you a commission, a referral affiliate commission. And they give you a link, which is to their website, built in somehow or another, the back software knows, oh, this came from Mary. Mary referred me. So if I buy the product, Mary's going to get a commission from the owner of the product. That's what an affiliate is.
Yeah, and it's such a neat way because some people, come into getting online and getting involved in various communities and then go, I don't really have a product, but I really need to make some money. Well, people can make money by choosing, I'm going to use a word that not everybody understands, choosing a niche, because you have to choose a particular problem you're going to get known for. Right. And once you've got that, then you don't even necessarily have to create a product. You can go out and find people who have products in that niche and help them, sell, and they'll pay you. And
Right.
some of those affiliate commissions can be pretty healthy.
That's right. That's right. So as a matter of fact, we were talking about niches, and it made me think of when I was in coaching training. And I said, well, I could coach anybody on anything. And they go, imagine if you walked into a restaurant and you said, what do you serve? Well, we make anything. But you wake up in that morning, you say, I want to have Italian today, or I want to have Indian, or I want to have Chinese. That's a niche, right? You're going in for that niche. So it's the same thing with coaching, but a little different, because you start in, for example, with me, entrepreneurs, helping people change their mindset from lack to abundance and all that. But once you get into it and you get deeper into it, it could lead to other areas. But it's the niche that connects people to what they feel their problems are.
Yeah, and it really is the only thing that you can hear, because the truth is, if you don't think they're talking to you, then you have no interest. And so, I mean, if you're a coach and somebody says, oh, this product's perfect for networkers, and you don't consider yourself a networker, well, okay, great. Go find the networkers. But,
Exactly.
It's kind of like there's nothing that is good for everybody, because there is no everybody. It's like nobody.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
every one of us is somebody special. And if you let people know that how they're special, they're a coach, they're a mentor, they're a mindset coach, they're whatever. And you have something that'll help them, guess what? Their antennas are going, yes, 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 I want to know more. But if
Exactly.
you are just talking to everybody, nobody has any idea who you're talking.
Right. 100%. Love it.
And so, yeah, that's one of the hardest things for people to get. What? I want to market everything. Yeah, well, do you like being broke?
Right. Exactly. Exactly right. Fantastic. Well put. Well put. So yeah, so that's really what happens at with the whole idea of having a niche, is because the message I give may hit some people, and the message that somebody else gives that could be the exact same message delivered in a different way will hit other people.
Yeah, I mean, it's really how we're attuned to listen. There's a lot of information downloads coming at us all the time.
That's right.
What are you prepared to let in, And
Exactly.
so it has to be, oh, that's for me. So in addition to all this wonderful stuff that is coming up, you were going to talk about, for people who might be listening and wondering if they should consider running a summit,
Right.
and or if they should consider going to a summit. So we sort of know that, you might want to go because there's lots of gifts there that might be good for you. But why would you want to run a summit? I know you said you had the idea of running a summit, and so you decided to do that.
Yeah. So there are a couple of reasons. So I was enjoying going to the summits as a speaker. So why do I go as a speaker? So number one, the main reason you go to speaker is so that you can get your message out, right? And hope that people will be attracted to what you're saying and want to know more about you, right? And the only way to do that is by getting on stages, even virtual stages, and presenting what you got going on. So I did that for a few times, and then I realized I like this, but I also want to expand it by helping other people get on a stage with the same mindset of helping entrepreneurs, coaches, and business owners in my circle of influence, and expand it and help them do the same thing that I'm doing. So what do I get out of this? Well, number one, I grow my list. More people will be interested in what I have to say.
And before you move away from that, because that's jargon in our industry. So grow your list is something you hear a lot. Do you want to expand on that?
Sure. So grow your list means, Your list is your email list. Okay. So by going onto these things, the best way to find people is by interacting with them. So for example, I send out emails almost every week, roughly once a week. Okay. And when I do, they're most of the time on value that I'm giving, not asking for anything. A book I read, a video I saw, some tips that I teach in my course, so on and so forth. And this way, by getting out there and building my email list, more people are coming in front. I'm getting in front of more people. So hopefully I'm spreading my message that everybody could live incredibly full every day.
Well, and the thing about having the email list, first of all, you have people to help you market stuff, but you also have people who you can start helping, who, if you have a product or you create a product that helps people, they already know you, like you, trust you. And that's a big factor. And it's sort of like when you get people coming to, I did a lot of advertising, and when you get people coming cold to a website, it can take 20 touches before they're interested in really seeing if they want to do business with you. That's a lot of touches.
Exactly
So,
right.
this is what your email list provides, because you have people that you have already touched who
Right.
might be interested,
Exactly.
who you can reach out to. So, yeah, thank you. I just wanted to emphasize.
I'm glad you asked. And you're building familiarity, right?
Right.
The more people see you and they go, oh, wow, he's interesting. He's got something to say. She's got something interesting that can help me. I'll give you a perfect example. So my IT team, people helping me with all the back end stuff. And right at the beginning of it, it was a brother and sister, and the brother said, I think I want to coach with you. I like what you're seeing here, what I'm seeing here. I said, okay, great. Started coaching, and I coached him for about a year, give or take, a year and a half. And then we had an opportunity to meet. And afterwards, when we had a great time when we met, we spent a couple of days together at a live event. When we coached the next week, I said, so how was your experience going to the summit and meeting and to the event? He said, the one thing that I got out of it that was most important, before I was there, I was concerned that you wouldn't be the same person that live that I came to think you were over the internet, over Zoom. I said, okay, and what happened? He goes, you're who you are. You are your authentic self. And that made me feel very good. I was like, wow. Who would have ever thought to get something like that?
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting that in the back of his mind, was a question, and it's sort of like all of us have become Zoomers, so we sort of spend our lives on Zoom, and we've gotten used to it, and we realize that they are real people underneath it, and we've met them enough and are comfortable with the concept enough. But for a lot of people, that's still really strange.
Yeah, it is. So it was an eye opener hearing him say that, and I'm glad for myself that I am who I am. How I do anything is how I do everything. I tell my clients all the time, how you do anything is how I do everything. So I'm glad that he was able to validate that I am who I am.
Yeah, very comforting.
Yeah.
So as gosh knows, time goes by so quickly, and we could go on here for a long time. Right. And I hope we've helped people understand a lot more about summits and why they might want to attend, and what the values are, and what they can get and what they are unlikely to get, and that you're unlikely to get the transformation that changes everything, but you have the possibility of finding someone for whom you have such a connection that, wow, I really think this person could be the answer to my prayers.
Exactly.
And it's a way to get find a lot of people who are on a similar path. Everybody wants to make themselves better today than they were yesterday, at least in the areas where you and I combine and talk and communicate all the time.
Yes,
So
indeed.
as we get better, we love to be able to pass that on to others. And so, how do we get onto the summit? I know
Okay,
you had a link up here, and
I
we'll
put a
put
link
it
in
in
the
the,
chat.
and I think it's in the description. You
Right.
had given it to me. I think
Yeah,
it's in the
it's
description with wherever the talks are that you might be watching. So,
exactly. So it's called tinyurl.com/Abundant Life Summit 2.
okay.
Instead of a
Abundant Life.
whole long crazy thing, you go to the site, tiny URL, and they give you a shorter version of it.
And it's tiny.url, right?
tinyurl.com.
Oh, okay. tinyurl.com.
There are some like .ly, but this is tinyurl.com
Okay.
/Abundant Life Summit.
2 with the number 2 at the end.
Summit 2. Right. This is can't leave off the one.
Okay, well, there it is. You can find it on the recording. You can find it in the description that has been put up with this show wherever you are watching it from. And I hope that summit is amazing. And I hope to be able to tune in. As I mentioned to you, I have to go get some eye surgery on the Wednesday, but I can definitely get there on Tuesday. So.
I wish you the best. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Oh, I'm sure it will be too. I mean, it's one of these lens things, and
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, your lens in your eye is not as permanent as you are. And so a lot of us are going to have that lens replaced. Right. So might as well get it done now.
There you go. Well, Mary, thank you so much for having me as a guest.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you for being a great guest. And I think that, we contributed, and that's really what makes both of us happy. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.